Oh, hey friends, didn't see you there. The things we do for minion slots. Anyway, I set a record in Skyblock in my first couple weeks on the server, and today I'm going to show you how to break it. Welcome back, friends, and a special welcome to all the new friends out there. I'm YoBGS. I wanted to set a world record. By the way, mind that trap door there. You wouldn't want to end up like those minions. Who hasn't seen Technoblade's video on Skyblock and thought to themselves, yeah, it's been a while since I've developed a nice addiction? Now, here's the thing. Goals like that take time, right? If I'm going to have a Skyblock record by the end of 2020, I think I've got to get creative. So you may not know this about me, but I'm actually still fairly new to Minecraft, especially Skyblock. I'm getting better at combat, farming, crafting, but none of these are my actual skills. I figure if I want to get a record and get it fast, I have to do something that nobody has ever thought of before. Now, chances are if you play Skyblock, you've had this happen to you, right? You're going in to check your minions while they're working, they mine a block out from underneath you, and you fall to your death. Just like that. That, my friends, is when it hit me. Now, critics of Minecraft YouTubers always say that we sink to new lows, but tell me, what's the greatest distance someone has ever fallen in Skyblock and survived? I love the spirit that makes people do things they probably shouldn't. Johnny Knoxville. Before we get into it, I'm going to have to address the mystical mushroom soup problem, because this magic soup that I've got here in my hands, well, it lets you fly, which is pretty awesome. But however, this is a flightless challenge. I did it au natural. And it's totally not because I didn't know about the soup until after I'd filmed the video. This actually would have made it way easier. But anyway, I wanted to make a big splash in Skyblock. Literally. I decided if I was going to fall from the top of the world down to the void and survive, landing in a small blip of water would be the way to go. My first problem in Skyblock was, how would I build down to the void? I'm still new to all of this. I can barely build, much less build down. Fortunately, I don't know if many people know this, when you first build over to Jerry Island in Skyblock, there's a chest with all the tools you need to make cobblestone. That includes a bucket of water. Now, it took a long time, but thanks to the waterfall, I was able to build down to the void. By the way, if you're digging this idea, make sure to subscribe, leave a comment below so you let me know. I know this is going to end bad, but I'm going to pretend this is going to end good. That's my philosophy. Johnny Knoxville. So I realized early on that building a dive platform way off in the ether would be cool, but pretty generic. When I set records, I set them in style. So you remember this trap door here? Well, here's the thing. I'm going to build my dive platform in a way that 155 blocks into the dive, I have to thread this one by one hole and land on the slime block in the bottom in order to survive. You see, I'd wanted to land in the water at first, in order to make a big splash, as it were, but I realized that the momentum was going to carry me through into the void, so I needed to use slime blocks. The build itself is pretty basic. I went along the void border all the way to the border on the side, and then the ascent to the build limit began. Remember when I said it would have been nice if I knew about the mushroom soup at the time? Yeah. Either way, this was a really zen experience. It actually gave me some ideas for a few videos that are going to be showing up in a few weeks. One of the cool moments was when a new friend joined my island and asked me for a screenshot. I say this is a cool moment because it's the first time that somebody's ever stopped by and asked me for one, and hopefully it won't be the last. All right, so now it's the time to talk about the math of the situation. The auto-kill void is below 0. I tried using both flight and the water strat to end up getting underneath 0 just to cover all my bases, but as far as I could tell, this was the lowest we could go. What about the highest? Now, that's why this record has some room for improvement. The build height on your island in Skyblock is 255. However, the upper void limit is actually at 300. And that means if you want to find new ways to launch yourself above the build limit and survive that impact, you could probably beat my score. I'll show you really quick here that the void limit, 300 is where it takes you back to the beginning there. Now, I may be naive, but I'm not ultra naive. I at least knew that just walking off the build limit wasn't the highest I could go, so I decided to go a little bit farther. I actually got stabbed at my friend's bachelor party in real life. Johnny Knoxville. I don't actually know what that has to do with this. I just thought it was a really interesting quote. But I asked myself, how could I go even further beyond this build height of 255? There's got to be a way to go even farther, and the answer is, well, jumping. I mean, basically, all you need to know is that I jumped. That's how I did it. But you might remember that 1x1 hole that I was talking about over here. So I decided that I needed to max out my jump height, but in a way where I could still hit this 1x1 hole. I can't even do it just walking around there. Now, I think the time for talking has passed. Are you ready, my friends, to see the largest natural fall in Skyblock that I know of? All right, you saw me run up to the top. Here are the coordinates here. You can't see the base, much less the hole we're aiming for. It's worth noting that I'm not the greatest builder, so I have to actually jump off and then pull back hard on the controls in order to hit the hole, then go forward in order to land on the 3 slime blocks placed down at the bottom. Needless to say, this time-lapse here is because I died. A lot. But they say flying is throwing yourself at the ground repeatedly until you miss, so sometimes, just once actually, everything can line up. And just like that, I've completed a 256 plus block free fall in Skyblock. To my knowledge anyway, it's the biggest non-flight freefall in Skyblock history. I'm pretty dang proud of it, even if it's not actually a record. But how could this be improved upon? I figure I'll end with this. So you can probably think of quite a few things that'll propel you into the air. You know, setting a piece of TNT at build limit, having it blow you into the air is one thing. Another would be using the grappling hook, a Skyblock item. Well, it works like a grappling hook. You grapple a block at build limit and fling yourself into the air, likely getting like way up into the 260s. What do you think? Are feats of stupidity like these worth the effort? Should I try and get closer to 300? I'm debating going for like #1 on the leaderboards in a couple different things, and at the moment I'm just enjoying the journey of kind of unlocking all of this stuff. Now, feel free to leave a comment if this video made you feel some kind of way. Subscribe if you liked the video. Take care, friends, and as always, I will see you for the Salty Runback.